Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Throw a little pause in there. Throw you off a bit.
Dude, I just felt like a well of anxiety build up.
I was like, oh, when's it coming?
Whoa.
Alrighty. So, today is episode 10 of the podcast. We've made it to double-digit episodes. Look at us go. We're basically the best podcast alive. And we've got an abundance of things to talk about today. Obviously, with myself, Jaron, and Jayded. And where do we want to begin?
I think we should start with talking about our buddy Joe. Joe Warren's album came out yesterday, and the only reason we're able to talk about the album releasing this soon is because we're recording on Saturday instead of Tuesday, which we normally try to do, and that's because
Somebody
Jay
got
was a
sick.
slacker and started throwing up everywhere, and then he wasn't checking Discord, and
That's
so
true.
me and Evan are just kind of like, what's going on? And then Jayded was like, I'm dying. So I was like, okay, well, let's try to record on Saturday. So that's what
I had it all set up. I had the whole setup ready, and then I puked on my mic, and I had to replace it. So.
Bro.
Disclaimer, I don't think he did that, but no, so that's why we're able to talk about Joe's album on this episode.
And because it kind of slaps. It kind of slaps.
It is. I will say, Joe. I know Joe watches these because he's told me, or not watch it, listens because he's at work. It's impressive because, I mean, it's by no means a professional. Like he's not. Like he doesn't have this big like team behind him. Like he's very much a guy trying to make his way, and he's British. Like like
you say that like it's a disability.
No,
you say that like it hinders his ability. And he's
despite
British.
being British.
No, that's
although he's a weird British guy. He's doing.
I didn't even say weird. All right, now you're.
No.
Now you're
it's just funny you said it like it's a disadvantage.
No, but like
it kind of is though.
It is though.
Is.
That's what I'm saying. Like in the world of country music, it's not. It is not an advantage to be from another country unless it's Canada or the U.S. or in the mainland U.S. It's not like you can't go to like if you go to India and try to get started there. Good luck, I guess. I gotta like.
But I've heard Joe is planning to move to Nashville around this time next year.
Really?
So if anyone lives in Nashville, try and find Joe. But yeah, Joe is a guy who is one of the OGs on the Discord. He's a great guy, very musical guy, and he made an EP. Let me pull it up.
I think he's calling it an album, even though it's only 6 songs.
It's not gonna focus. Anyways, I mean it says EP in the title.
Yeah, I know it's classified as an EP, so maybe okay, fine, we'll call it an EP.
EP album, one of those like, which one do you want to call it? Tip My Hat. Yeah, Tip My Hat. 6 tracks, 22 minutes. A great listen. We've all given it a few spins. Anyone want to chime in on their personal highlights?
So I listened to Music Road when Joe first released it as the only single, and I was like okay, like I was enjoying it. It was good, and I was very interested to see what else he had left, and I didn't know how many songs were gonna be on it. So, but I figured it wasn't gonna be like like something like 15. I was like that would be very, very ambitious, but like 6 is good, I feel like, and these 6 are all pretty solid.
He went 6 for 6, not like 6 for 8 or something, or like 7 for 10.
Yeah, right. But I think I told the guys this in a group chat yesterday, but I messaged Joe because I liked it so much. The first time I heard it, I was like, dang, Average Joe, the last track, the 6th track on Tip My Hat is like, I just really like it. Like it's, what is it? He says.
This is the Luke Combs line.
Listening. Well, there is the Luke Combs line, but I like listening to the Chief line. Like.
Oh right. Yeah, he's kind of gone.
That's the line I really like. And the song also kind of gives me. It's actually I'm sure I feel like he probably did this on purpose, honestly. But it's like how Luke Combs has a song that Eric Church is featured on, and it's what's it called? I know
Does
what
to
it
me.
is. Does to me, yes. And it gives me Does to me vibes, and he also shouts out Luke Combs and Eric Church in this song.
He's got a really clever way of like tying several people into it, because even in the Luke Combs line, he mentions Luke Combs and then he quotes One Number Away, which quotes John Mayer because Mayer's mentioned. It's a cool little like web he creates with that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I think Average Joe definitely came out the cleanest. I think. Like that's one that like, if I didn't know, I would think was actually from like a decently budgeted team.
Sure.
But I think my favorite, and looking at Apple Music, the one with a star beside it, meaning it's currently the most popular, for me, simply because I freaking love the chorus, is Need a Needle. That song is always stuck in my head, and for me, it's such a good sing-along song. Like, I can picture him playing that one in a bar, and people just, because it just has that collective group energy. I think he's got several takes of himself singing it in the chorus, so it already has a very groupy vibe to it of like, I need a needle. It's like this. There was one time at the Calgary Stampede a few years ago, they put on Friends in Low Places at the pancake breakfast. And by pancake breakfast, I mean an entire mall parking lot of like 15,000 people eating pancakes. And anyways, they put that song on and everyone started singing, and I can't help but get the same kind of vibes from Need a Needle, where it's one that everyone could just sing along to.
Sure. I can see that.
So yeah. Jayded, any thoughts?
My personal highlight would for sure be. Oh, wait, what was this song? I'm sorry, I've heard it like 3 times. I need to find out the song name now. Music Road. I thought it was like words before Music Road, but it's just Music Road.
So the opener.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. Something's always been really compelling to me about like those sort of ambitious sort of songs. I really feel the emotion and the drive coming through his voice. I really like it.
Ties into being a Brit and trying to make it with
Nashville.
With Jaron's proclaimed disadvantage, which I guess it is.
Well,
it's just really funny the way you said it. It's just
I get that. I know
because it was like tacked on the end. It's like he's doing this by himself,
and I was
like, and he's British.
No, but I'm not wrong. Like it's not easy. His situation is not if anything, it's harder. I mean, he's there's an ocean in between.
Little pond in the way.
It's like, yeah.
A small pond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all need to check out. Y'all check out if you haven't already. Check out Tip My Hat. It's just 6 solid tracks, honestly, really good. I believe Joe has a bright future ahead of him. He believes in what he's doing, and I believe in what he's doing.
I'm gonna add on to that. I also believe in what he's doing. I like that. He does have a drive to make it. So go check him out. Joe Warren on music, all streaming services. Joe Warren Music on Instagram. Check him out. He's a really cool guy. And yeah, I think we're gonna move on now to another release.
Okay, Jaron.
Oh.
Do you have like YouTube previews playing on the PlayStation behind you?
I was watching YouTube earlier.
So now you just got this one video that like the preview
looping.
Just keeps looping.
Yeah, it has to do with Halo Infinite because I'm a gamer.
And we both know that I could beat you in every single game.
That's false. Anyway. Who's the collegiate athlete here? The collegiate esports athlete?
It doesn't matter. I've been contacted by many.
Okay, anyway.
I've turned them all down. I wanted to stay independent.
Emily Scott Robinson, right?
She put out an album.
She did. It's true.
She put out a good album, which is why we are going to.
Really, just throwing it out there.
It's like Evan actually is like, she put out a bad album.
Let's talk about it.
What? I said she put out a good album.
I know, but just the way you said it, it was like.
Oh. Well, she put
Whatever.
out a good album. Very good. Following up her 2019 album, Traveling Mercies, which is also a good album. A very strong album with lots of highlights. My personal favorites being Run and Overalls, back to back.
Overall, it's just a banger.
It really is.
I think it's my most listened to song by her, actually.
Honestly, I think Old Gods from the new album. I don't know what it is about that song. Just
Both
I don't
openers
know.
on both of her albums, I think, are quite exceptional and underrated.
Yeah. Like I think was Old Gods.
At least Traveling Mercies is. I don't know if I can say Old Gods is underrated because it's only been out for like a week. So
Yeah. Well, I think it was the first single, but it's the one that's just like stuck with me. It's got this cool like the harmonies are really cool and the melody like almost like a tame version of yodeling. I don't know what it's called, what she's doing, but she's like flickering between her head voice and chest voice. It's really cool. The rustic guitars and the bass and whatnot. I really vibe with it. The whole album, Things You Learn the Hard Way was another cool one. If Trouble Comes Looking. I mean, I just named the first three. But,
yeah.
I think...
Wow.
Yeah, I think the two that have stuck with me are Old Gods and If Trouble Comes Looking.
For me, I don't know if one, like... It's hard for me to think of one that stuck with me. What?
What?
I said I get to go last.
What?
I said I get to go last.
Oh no.
Last.
Should we brace for impact here? Are you gonna like? So the thing sucks.
It's horrible.
It's trash.
Well, anyway, what I was saying is I don't know. Like it's not. I guess this isn't bad, but like at least so far, and I need to keep listening to it. I mean, I enjoy the album. Don't get me wrong. It's just not. I feel like one didn't stick out to me so much. Maybe Things You Learn the Hard Way, because I remember liking that one, but I can't like. I'm not like that one. But it also, I do want to talk sonically, just from its sound, it does feel different than her first album. Like, don't get me wrong, it's similar, and both albums are beautiful, but it just feels, I don't know, it feels different sonically to me. I don't know if you also got that vibe.
I feel like
describe how different.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like this new one, I feel like American Siren is like darker, almost a bit heavier. Where I find like Traveling Mercies, even though
maybe brighter,
some of the songs, some of the songs lyrically are quite heavy.
Yeah.
It's very like acoustic, bright picking, whereas this one, American Siren's a lot more rustic, deep, dark. Which I don't know which one I prefer. She rocks them both. Her voice is very, very versatile. It can kind of adapt in many ways.
Yeah.
Jayded, you seemed very excited to go last, which means it could go one of two ways.
Well, the I just like going last in general, but
you what?
I don't really have that hot of a take.
Huh.
You just like to go last.
I like the album, but like I do have some things to say.
Okay.
Say them.
Floor's mine?
What?
I said floor's mine?
Yes.
The floor
is
yours.
The floor is yours.
We went through this so fast. I didn't know y'all didn't have much.
Actually, wait. No, you can go. Sorry.
Well, it's okay. Well, I think for me, I feel similarly towards because in last episode we talked about the Cody Johnson album, I believe, and I feel like we didn't have a lot to say about that either, and you especially didn't because you don't like to listen to him. But for me, this album has found itself in a similar boat as Human, in the sense that it's just another high quality, like it's more of the precedent that was set by her first album. So like with Ain't Nothing to It, it was really good. And then Human came out, and I feel like Human is literally here, if not maybe a little bit better. Just I really enjoy Human. So it's like with this new Emily Scott Robinson record, I need to listen to it more. But like I feel like the first one's maybe like at least an 8, probably around an 8 out of 10 for me. So I'd say this one's about the same. Like I guess I didn't have much to say just because it's
Yeah, and I think
good.
definitely after a few more listens of it, I'll be able to pick out more like, oh, I like this lyric, or I like how this came into this. But at the moment,
Although,
Right.
I've given it
yeah,
2 full listens through, and the ones that have stuck out so far have been Old Gods and If Trouble Comes a Looking.
Yeah.
Now
All right.
the floor is yours, Jayded.
here, wait.
Officially. Okay.
Officially.
Wait, what's up?
So far for me, I need to listen to it a couple more times because I like Evan. I've only listened to it like 2 or 3 times, but I'm busy, so I'm like doing homework, so I don't get to listen like.
Yeah,
as
that's the other thing.
intently.
One of the listens was like while I was working, so
Yeah.
in terms of lyrics, I don't pick up on them as much.
Yeah. So as of right now, I would still lean towards saying that Traveling Mercies is my favorite, but I also feel like that's not fair because I need to listen to this one more.
Mhm.
Anyway, Jayded.
For the 8th
Very
time,
cool.
the floor is yours.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, to start off, obviously, this album is incredibly well written. Did you hear that? I said well written, right? I didn't say written. All right. I'm capable of saying well written, just to make it official on the podcast.
I would have loved if he messed it up there, just to make sure you know I'm capable of saying written.
I adore her style of songwriting, and her voice is just really, really pretty.
He's
And
so
there's
big.
not what?
Nothing.
Continue.
Keep going.
Continue. You'll hear it in the edit.
Okay. And there's very little I have in the way of objective criticism. But I just, with the exception of Let 'Em Burn, which seems to have a lot of meaning to her, obviously, I just feel like she didn't deliver it with as much emotion as I would prefer to have. I feel like she just focused on singing really well rather than delivering it with the emotion that some of these songs I think deserve.
That's an interesting point.
But I'm always just like a sucker for like emotional deliveries. So
Yeah.
that's something that I
Insert Zach
consider-
Bryan
I
fanboy.
want to hear the pain and remorse.
exactly.
And death in the voice.
You have a good
So-
point though with her way of songwriting. It's very poetic. Or
Yeah.
like what's the like Old Gods. There is a word I'm looking for. It's not poetic. Like an old hymn. But-
Angelic.
Not I don't know.
I'm just throwing.
She has a
adjectives.
very old school poetry to music. That's what her songs read more as, is poems, and then she plays some nice soft instruments behind it to make it a song. Like I think a lot of these songs could stand alone. Now, not that poems are really thriving in the 21st century, but if they were, these could stand alone without music as like stories or poems, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So I think that's all for Emily Scott Robinson. I can't.
What would you, Jayded? What would you? What would you guys like? I mean, I guess we haven't listened to it enough, but like currently, where we're at right now, what would you like? Maybe like a general score, because I am kind of curious just to see what you'd say.
I think it just crosses an 8. I think
Okay.
we're just getting into the 8 section.
I think as far as objectively goes, it's in the high 8, low 9 spectrum. But
Okay.
like I said, it just doesn't have the delivery that I would prefer.
Sure.
So I'd probably give it like a 6, 7.
Ooh, he dipped down there.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Yeah,
Six
so
or
it's like
seven?
it's like a 10 out of 10, but I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm feeling a
So,
good
yeah,
3.
Like
That's
I
just
said
like
earlier, it's like almost perfect, except just like sometimes her voice just isn't good enough for me. So like I'm gonna have to drop it down from like a 10 to like a 5.5.
Well, that's just as far as like like how much I'm gonna come back to it. I'm just probably not going to that much because I'm not that compelled by it.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. So
This is one of those albums that I could definitely like. I already threw it in my like. I have a playlist that has like smaller indie or like more indie artists and stuff like that. Their music is also generally more chill. And like I've already thrown this whole album in there just because it's pretty.
yeah,
Oh.
and I mean, also on the topic of solid indie albums, Charles Wesley Godwin put out his album yesterday, which we're not going to talk about here.
I
didn't know that he did. I thought it was coming out
about
later
it next
this month.
episode because I haven't gotten the chance to even listen.
Yeah,
to it.
I want to talk about it next
I haven't
episode.
listened to a single yet. So
What?
I haven't listened to a single yet.
I heard a few of the singles, but yeah, we'll talk about that next episode because I wanna come prepared because upon first listen, I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it.
Where is it? I got Seneca somewhere over here on my CD rack, but like Seneca is so good. I love Seneca, and I need to get it on vinyl.
That actually go hard. Yeah, so look forward to next week. We're gonna talk about Charles Wesley Godwin, but for now, it's this week.
Shout out to my boy Tristan,
and so
our resident Charles Wesley Godwin stan.
Yes, indeed. We're gonna give Jayded a lot more floor to be his, because there was.
Oh yeah, we got the
there was a comment the other day, on one of the podcast episodes. Good old friend Bill Wilson.
Yeah, it was in response to us talking about. We were talking about a couple of just our favorite Jason Isbell songs, I believe. I think I remember talking about how If We Were Vampires was. I wanted Jayded to guess mine. I remember that now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If We Were Vampires was my favorite. So.
Oh yeah.
So Bill hit us with his top 5.
And we
wanted Jayded to analyze, discuss.
All right, let me pull it up real quick.
I'm kind of excited for this.
What chat is it in?
I can't switch chats right now because I'm recording.
You just scroll up a little bit, like on Waves on the Shore. It's up there.
It's not far up at all.
Yeah.
It's like right there.
Waves on the Shore.
Watch him not find
the
it.
Discord chat, not the Instagram.
Yeah, I found it.
All right, let's hear it.
Number 1 has 24 frames, which is super respectable. I love 24 frames.
What would be your number 1?
My number 1, Elephant, for sure.
Okay, easy. I remember now.
Yeah, I remember him saying that.
Yeah, it's like, it's probably...
Elephant's up there for me, too.
It's up there for, like, the best written song ever for me. Number 2 is Traveling Alone, which...
Why are you laughing? Yo, don't disrespect.
It's the worst song ever written. It sucks. That's what I'm bracing myself for.
I just don't know how the rest of his list can be so solid, and number 2 being Traveling Alone. Like, what is it? It's just an earworm for you, Bill? Like what?
What is it about Traveling Alone?
Because I kind of vibe with it.
I like Traveling Alone. It's in like multiple playlists that I have.
It's a vibe.
Like it's low-key up there for me as well. Not maybe number 2, but
the chorus is incredibly repetitive. He doesn't have like a well-written chorus like he usually does, and the verses, while not...
You always need to have a complex, well-written chorus.
No, but if it's not complex, then it needs to...
If it's not complex, then it's a 3 out of 10.
Then it needs to...
If it's complex, it'll be a 10 out of 10, but if they don't bring vocal complexity to max the lyrical complexity, we're gonna drop it to a 2. Sorry, we're just trolling.
Alright, we're roasting Jay. Anyway.
I do get what you mean, though. Like, the chorus is, I've grown tired of traveling alone, tired of traveling alone. I've grown tired of traveling alone, won't you ride with me? Yeah. So, I do see what you mean.
Maybe Bill emotionally connects with the song.
Well, sure. And
that's what's
he does say favorite, but so maybe it has some like meaning to him. And
well, yeah, it's not favorite. He doesn't say these are Jason Isbell's undisputed best top 5 songs ever.
Right.
There's no other right list. No, that's his favorite. It's his. Yeah.
I I just can't listen to that song more than like twice without getting really annoyed.
Wow.
So I just don't
Wow.
I just don't get it, you know? But I don't yeah. Number 3, Something More Than Free, which is also a great song. I
You laughed like you were
and
about to
then
rip on it again.
no, and then number 4 is Tupelo, great song. 5, Overseas, another great song.
If you had to rate his top 5,
Out of
Rate
5.
rate it.
Like,
I think
how good of a top 5 is this in the context of Jason Isbell's discography?
I think Traveling Alone's presence alone brings it down a couple points, and then the fact that Traveling Alone is number 2.
Gonna give it a number 2 to match Traveling Alone's position.
Bill, just remember that we're not hating on your music taste. This is Jayded.
I'm hating on your music.
We're not. Even then, like.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not hating on it. We're just talking about it. And by all means, please.
I mean, the rest of your list is really solid, honest.
So high because I like Traveling Alone. So.
I do as well. Please comment more of this stuff if you've got a favorite
Isbell list.
If you've got any top 5
throw
of
me
any
some
artist.
Josh Turner lists and I'll tear them apart.
Oh,
that's the challenge. That's the challenge. If you're watching this video right now on YouTube, or if you're listening to it, go to YouTube and on this video, drop your top 5 Josh Turner songs.
Jaron, you fangirl over every Josh Turner song. How are you gonna?
Not everyone. There are. Okay, look. I know that it seems like I listen to his music with blind faith and think he's the end all be all. It's not true. I know he's a flawed man. Everybody's got their flaws. He has a couple songs that, truthfully, aren't the greatest, but I love them for what they are anyway. Unlike Jayded, who hates Jason Isbell's lower tier songs. Like, go listen to, like, what's a Trailerhood off of Josh Turner's 3rd album is not very good.
I don't think
but the whole point of it is that it's supposed to be dumb and fun and stupid. So, like, it's not supposed to be good, but it's just so I have to, like, listen to it in that mindset, and then I can, like, but that's off topic. But Bill, I think that list was solid, quite frankly. But I'm also not as big as a Jason Isbell freak that Jayded is. So.
Which is why we referred the list to Jayded.
Yeah.
I'll
give it a 5. Y'all want
you
my
gave it
top
a what?
5?
Sorry,
I gave it a 5.
5 out of
10.
Yo.
I thought we were doing out of 5, so I was like, "Hey, what?"
I did too.
And then
I was like, "Yo, you just gave it a
out of 10."
Out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 8.3 out of 36. So,
all right.
I think we're gonna swiftly transition into.
You don't want my top 5?
Jaron.
Oh wait.
Do you want to? Do you want to give your top 5?
Well, I feel like. Maybe we should save that for like a top 5 Jason.
Yeah, we'll do that collectively. We'll argue each other in real time.
You already told us your number 1. I would be interested in maybe like what would maybe be a second one? Like we don't have to go. Just while we're like, what's number 2?
Can I guess?
Yes.
Is it Cover Me Up?
He hates Cover Me Up.
I know, that's why I said it.
I know, and that makes me upset. I love Cover Me Up.
I don't hate Cover Me Up. I don't hate Cover Me Up, and I don't hate Traveling Alone. They go in the same box, which is just a lower tier Jason Isbell song, which is still a good song.
That box is the box with like the puppies that nobody wants, and it's just outside in the rain. You know?
Why so dark?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. All right. Before we talk about dogs dying, we're gonna transition into something Jaron really wants to talk about. Something I have my opinions on as well. And that is the man Morgan Wallen. He's come back about 9 months after the original Dangerous Sessions, which, how many did he release? Like 3 or 4?
He released 3 or 4, maybe 5. I don't quite remember.
And then he's come back within the last last few weeks,
About
and he's
2 weeks
dropped
ago.
a bunch.
About 2 weeks ago, he started dropping.
How many
more.
has he put out? I gotta go on my phone because if I try and Google it here, it's gonna mess up the.
Here. I got you.
thing.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago he released 865, and since then there has been a total of seven more Dangerous Sessions that have released. And he had 5 original ones. Oh wait, no, 6, because he had Sand in My Boots, Wasted on You, Still Going Down, Somebody's Problem, Silverado for Sale, and Rednecks, Red Letters, and Red Dirt.
Yeah, he had 6. I just counted.
And then 9 months later, he has released 7 more, and he's been steadily like every. It's kind of interesting because he's consistently releasing them like a couple times a week, but like
not like every other day or every 3 days.
Well, no, one was like 3 days, and then one was in like 2 days, and then one he released less than 24 hours after the other one.
Quitting Time and Wondering About the Wind, which made me very happy because those are 2 of my favorite songs in the album, and they both came out the same day. I was like,
and I'm really, I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. Like I'm not a Morgan Wallen mega fan, but I will admit that he has stuck with me a lot, just his music, and like I still like I didn't listen to Morgan Wallen a ton before this album came out, but I have an app called Spotistats, and if I just let me pull it up real quick. It's synced to my all-time Spotify listens, so I can see everything I've listened to ever since I created my Spotify account, right? So if I go to Lifetime and then I go to artists, within the past year, essentially, because Dangerous came out in January, I've listened to Morgan Wallen like 1,600 times.
His whole discography.
And I mean, he only has. I mean, granted, Dangerous is basically 32 tracks because of Band-Aid on a Bullet Hole and
This Side of a Dust Cloud.
This Side of a Dust Cloud. So when you listen to that album, it's a lot of tracks, so that translates to a lot of streams all at once, especially if you're just putting it on the background. But I am becoming a fan of Morgan Wallen because I feel like he to me he's kind of the only person that does pop country and does it moderately well, like successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to sound, at least in terms of the country genre.
Yeah, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Do you actually have something to say?
I do have something to say.
Okay,
Are we not finished?
No. Go.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I, on the other hand, haven't listened to Morgan Wallen since we did the roundtable.
Yeah,
but
expected.
I've been listening to these, the Dangerous Sessions, and I have kind of enjoyed coming back to it because, like, in preparation for the roundtable, since it was my first big thing, I listened to the Dangerous album just a lot.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it was something big, and then now I do this shit all the time.
Did you listen to Quittin' Time? Quittin' Time was one of the 2 songs that I really wanted him to do in the Dangerous Sessions, and he did Quittin' Time like 4 or 5 days ago.
I know. Yeah, that's when I was looking forward to.
I love it. Like the thing is, it's really already kind of pretty acoustic, but it just to me, it's like Quittin' Time was already one of the best ones on the album, but then Dangerous Sessions just kind of elevated it, in my opinion. Yeah. So I really hope he releases the Dangerous Sessions. If he does all of them, I really hope he releases them onto like Spotify and stuff, so I don't have to get on YouTube to listen to them.
Well, you can privately download them.
Yeah, I mean, I have downloaded a couple, but it would just be nice if they were on
It hits
Spotify.
different when like it's actually up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
No, you go.
No. I just cut you off.
Okay, I'll finish this because this is really the last thing I have to say. The only other song that I need, and I'll be happy with it, is Outlaw. Yeah, I know Evan. You guys like hate it. I love.
It's not that
song.
I hate it. It's just, it's not my thing.
For some reason, I just love this song.
How did I not see that coming? How did that take me by surprise? And
shut
I was
up!
Like,
shut up!
Yeah, this is Jaron.
Here, let me.
I think for me the only like 2 that I really want are This Side of a Dust Cloud and Me on Whiskey.
104 times in less than a year. Outlaw.
Holy crap. I checked my Apple stats the other day. My most listened song is like 65 times.
Nah. My most listened to song ever? Here.
Oh, because you can see lifetime. I can't see that. Apple sucks.
Ever on Spotify, on this account. If you can...
Let Her
it's
Go.
right there. You can't really see it very well, but it's Let Her Go.
Is that
by
the...
Passenger.
Is that the one like the really like fun one to play on the guitar?
Yeah, if you... I'm trying to think. I'm gonna mess up the words if I try to sing it because I don't like. I know. Anyway, it's Let Her Go by Passenger.
Goes. I know the song. We all know the song.
Everyone knows the song.
Whether you know it by title or not.
I've listened to it 168 times total, and a part of that is because I'm pretty sure when I was in like late middle school, I was probably just listening to.
Wait a minute. So you're saying your most listened to song of all time is 168, and Outlaw is already at 104?
Yeah. Cover Me Up is at 131, and that's Morgan Wallen's version alone. And that's not including the live version, that acoustic version that he has on YouTube, which I've listened to a lot, and then also Jason Isbell's version because I also like that version.
I wish I could see lifetime Apple stats.
I'm imagining Overshore's eyes just being wide through those glasses.
What? And then guess my
what?
Just while we're on, I guess we could also do a segment on this
Jaron.
later. Oh yeah, just like being dumbfounded. Guess you I bet you wouldn't guess. I'm not gonna have you guess the song, but like guess the artist that has my second most listened to track of all time.
See, the obvious answer would be Josh Turner, but I think I think you're trying to like.
The thing is,
that'd be too obvious. That'd be too
like
obvious.
Spotify or whatever, it probably would be just because a lot of the time when I listen to Josh Turner, it's on physical media.
Yeah.
But he is my all-time streamed as an artist on
I'm trying to think.
Gotta be Dan and Shay.
Far from my top stream most tracks.
I think it's gonna be someone like.
Okay,
I think it's gonna be someone mainstream. Is it mainstream or indie?
So it's definitely mainstream. I'll give you.
I'm getting an inkling. Wait, okay.
Here,
give me the hint.
I'll give you.
I have a suspicion.
It's from a time in my life before I like started listening to country again. Because I've talked about how like I didn't really get into country until about 3 or 4 years ago.
I was thinking it was Cody Johnson.
It's probably not a country artist.
Probably not.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you if it is or not. Probably.
I feel like you just told us that it's not.
Well, maybe I told you. Maybe I told you without telling you.
I got it.
I feel like you just did.
Smash Mouth.
Let's go.
It is not Smash Mouth. Jayded, I want you to guess. I'll give you.
I don't know. I don't know where I should go. Give me a genre. Give me a genre, then I'll throw a guess in.
See, that's okay. Well, okay. So I'll tell you this.
Unless it gives away too much. No,
it doesn't give away too much. But the thing about genre, genre's dumb. It's like in their older stuff, they might have been more like indie rock or not indie rock, alternative rock. But now they're definitely just pop.
Hear me out. I'm kind of getting Maroon 5, maybe.
And I mean, they definitely started around the same time. That's why you get like because they had.
I thought that was a good guess.
Their sound has changed in a similar way, but
it's not Maroon 5.
But their sound isn't the same.
Paramore.
Not Paramore. I like Paramore. I like a couple.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, I have Traitor. Traitor's my second most listened to. No. I'll just tell you, it's Coldplay. So.
Oh snap!
What song? It's Till Kingdom Come.
No. I don't know if I know that.
You probably, I'm sure you.
If I heard it, I'd know it. Yeah.
But I don't know. My older brother Seth, who's about 3 years older than me, he kind of went through like this Coldplay phase where he really liked Coldplay. When I was in I think like early middle school, he would have been late middle school, early high school, and so I just kind of I'd hear him listening to it, and I also like Coldplay, so it just kind of. So I think when I was in middle school, I just listened to this track all the time because I can remember listening to this song a lot. I just really like old Coldplay. Their newer stuff just isn't as. It's not bad. but it's definitely a product of its time, like their older stuff. And that being said, I think the pop as a um, genre because it's not really its own genre, was just better in like the 2000s and early 2010s. Once we hit like 2014, 2015, stuff started to go more towards like old Maroon 5 goes so hard. Like
it actually does though, that's the
it
thing.
does. But like new Maroon 5 is like, and maybe that's just me because like I'm more of like 2000s and like early 2010s pop. The genre of pop had more in rock influence as a whole.
Now it's more like EDM
And it
influence.
has less of that now. It's more hip hop and R&B. So, and that's not bad, but it's not good for me.
So, tragically, I am an Apple Music user, which means I don't get any of this cool add-ons because Apple's a bum. And so, can I organize by plays? All right, so since getting Apple Music, so this is like the last 2 years, 3 maybe, I think. Yeah, assuming this is right, my most played song is Self Control by Frank Ocean, 134 times. Yeah, and then second is Stay by Post Malone, which I knew would be up there. I forget all that song. 120 times.
Song.
And then third, surprisingly, is Seven Summers at 93 plays. Which like but here's where I'm going to intervene and say this is wrong and Apple is trash. Because last year my most played song was Seven Summers about 75 times. This year, because I checked it a week ago, Seven Summers
last year alone, it was a single, right?
Was 75 plays. This year, it's like number 4 at like 50 plays or something so far this year, which would mean that I'm at like 120 plays, and this has like 93. So this is why I call BS on iTunes. It sucks. Oop. Like what's going on? I cannot.
Yeah.
What? Here's the thing, right? I want to switch to Spotify, but it's like it's such a pain. Then I have to re-download all 40 gigabytes of music I have, and it's like. So I call it BS. There's really no telling what my most played song is. If I had to guess all time, like including hard copies of stuff, I think it would have to be. It'd be either something from Billy Joel's Greatest Hits or Elton John Live in Australia. Because I listened to those religiously as a child, like every night to fall asleep for like 3 years. So, and I still do listen to it a lot. So if we could somehow tally how many times I've listened to hard copy stuff, it's 100% one of those two. But yeah, moral of the story, Apple sucks. Spotify's good. Morgan Wallen's a cool guy for doing dangerous sessions. They sound really good. And I think we can move on. Where is my agenda here? I think we can move on to the final.
I would like to say before I move on that I will be genuinely upset if he just doesn't do Outlaw.
He does like every other song except for Outlaw.
He does 31 dangerous sessions.
Guess we didn't do Outlaw. I would be upset.
He gets in another massive controversy right before he's about to do Outlaw and just never drops it.
Oh, God.
Outlaw was scheduled and then something happens. Yeah, so we're going to transition into the... I just hit my shoulder.
We're transitioning.
Into the final segment, which...
He just broke himself.
Yep. Regular viewers or listeners of the channel will probably know what's coming. It's Bring Your Own Album. We don't actually have a name for it, but...
I always just like we call it the What Are We Listening To? So,
right. What are we listening to? Who would like to go first?
What would that acronym be? Let's
What are
what
we
are
listening to?
Wowel.
Wobbled.
Wow.
Walt. Walt.
What?
The Walt
What are
segment.
listening to?
Walt.
We're going into the Walt.
What
Walt.
are listening to?
We're opening
Who
up the
wants to
Walt,
start this,
boys.
I'll start. I'll kick it
Jayded,
off.
do you have a?
Oh.
I'll
I
go
do.
last. I want to go last.
Jayded, do you want first or second?
I can go first if you want me to.
All right.
Okay, so I have Y/N, which, if you know anything about the internet, means your name, by Leanna Firestone.
What the heck
Which
does that
I
mean?
assume,
Wait.
huh? It's a EP, which I assume is how you say her
Y/N?
name. Yeah.
That means your
That's
name?
the name of the album.
I've never heard that acronym. Continue.
That means you're on better parts of the internet than I am. Here you go.
Honestly, it's not the Your Name soundtrack, right? Like it's not the that anime movie.
No,
How do I find this? What's the person's name?
I pasted the
Oh,
link into the.
thank you. I appreciate it. Leanna Firestone. Okay, she's got a cool name. All right, so what?
Okay.
Tell us about it.
That's a cool album cover. I'll give her that.
We got the certified album cover police. We got the approval.
Would you like to give your thoughts on it, or are we just?
I will. I will do that. So yeah. Anyway, I discovered Leanna off of TikTok because my entire TikTok feed is just music. That's all I get on TikTok. TikTok is basically just a short form music app for me because that's all I get on my For You page. But I got her on there and I decided to check her out. And this is the EP because I didn't want to give a single because I wouldn't have much to talk about.
Yeah,
But
she doesn't
anyway.
actually have an album, does she?
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
She just has the EP. I've heard bumblings of an album, but you know. There's always bumblings.
There's one title that really jumps out to me.
What kind of? I'm just curious, like what kind of genre is? Because she seems like the kind of girl that believes in like horoscopes and like.
What are you basing that off of?
Wait, I actually want to know, what are you basing that
just
off?
like title, like some of the Okay, I'm basing it off of experiences that I've had with people in real life and like some of the edgy names of some of these like tracks. And I'm not judging her. Like I'm not saying I don't think her music's bad, but she just seems like the kind of person that might be like, oh no, I can't leave the house without my moon rock. Like,
Oh, real quick, sorry, real quick. My friend.
As a joke, though.
My friend who I work with. Obviously in the clothing store, but it's a bit of an everything store. So I was on the fitting room, and he comes back and he's like, "Do you think I'd get in trouble if the managers found out that every time I saw a book about what's like Libra and all that stuff?"
Zodiac signs?
Yeah, but astrology or whatever it is.
Yeah, astrology.
Yeah, he's like, "Do you think the managers would get mad if they found out every time I see an astrology book, I put it at the back of every book row, just burying it?" And I was like, "You're doing the world a favor." So, continue.
If any of our listeners are into astrology, I sincerely apologize, but I think it's kind of...
It's the meme. It's quite funny to rip on it. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
You do you, but I'm a do meme.
So
That's what I have to say.
I might have just robbed a bank and killed 35 people, but I was born in August.
I'm such a Capri Sun.
Listen, I support all astrology rippings because I'm apparently a Gemini, which is like the worst one.
I'm a Cancer.
That's like split.
And every time I tell someone that I am like a girl, every time she just like, "Ew, you're a Gemini. That's such a red flag." I'm just like,
"Ew, you care?
Dang.
Frick off!" Like, what's going on?
Hey, Jayded. Her saying that is a red flag, okay? I need you
Yeah.
to
Anyone who
know.
brings that up at all is a red flag. All right.
I've had. Okay, never mind. Enough
Continue.
with my experience of girls.
No, I want to talk more about astrology girls.
Continue. What? So yeah. What genre do we find ourselves in here?
Crystal girls are hot though. Anyway.
Stop.
Anyway, Your Name by Liana Firestone. Okay, so generally, Liana Firestone has a very like conversationalist kind of tone to her music. Well, I would just probably consider it pop, but I don't know what else I would consider this genre other than pop. Because you apparently don't believe that pop's a genre, which I don't really either. But I wouldn't know what to describe it as other than pop.
Is it like
other than indie because it's indie because she's not signed, but that's not even what indie means anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it like acoustic at all?
Acoustic in the way of there's a lot of like piano.
Okay. Gotcha. Maybe like some ballads or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of sort of thing.
Okay. Okay.
It's not. There's nothing that's like super electric.
I got you. All right. Well, tell us about the album itself.
Yeah, I think based on promotional images, I think I kind of have an idea as to what it sounds like, which I'm not opposed to.
The Starbucks drink and the album art really helps.
Is there a Starbucks drink?
Is that
yeah,
Starbucks?
there is.
Oh, real quick on the topic of Starbucks, right? So, went to Starbucks the other day, and there are two drinks I get at Starbucks, right? I either get a caramel frap or a caramel macchiato. Those are the only two drinks I get because I'm scared to get anything else, right? Like I gotta whip out a mortgage to buy a medium-sized drink. Okay, I am deathly terrified to try something new because if I don't like it, I just lost like $37. Okay, so
you're not wrong. I have never.
Bro, it's like $8 a drink.
Drink at Starbucks.
Lucky.
If I eat or drink something at Starbucks, it's because I'm like with someone meeting them somewhere, and usually it's like a thing. It's like they wanted to go there, and it's like we're meeting for something. It's like on them. Like that's
unless, so anyways,
if it's not on them, then I just don't get anything.
Jaron, do you know that's a Starbucks drink, or are you just assuming? Because I don't see anything.
It looks like a Starbucks cup, and it looks like
it has this stuff on it. It does look like it.
Yeah, it looks like a drink that I've seen my friends get.
Yeah, real quick, I'll add on to that, but yeah. So anyways, I didn't know what to get, but I was like, I want to try something new. So, my friend ahead of me went, and he's like, "Can you just make me a frap?" Like, just choose what you want to make, right? And then I went up, and I was like, "Can I do the same thing as him? Just surprise me with something." Because then there's no pressure that I messed it up. You just made an awful drink if I don't like it. Right? It's not my fault for ordering it. But the girl made, like, this... What was it called? Like, cookie crumble or something with, like, chocolate sauce and caramel and stuff. It was so friggin' good. I was like, holy crap. Now, it's very sweet. I would not get...
Like, marry me.
I would not get it in any size other than a small. Which, by the way, why is small tall?
Oh,
what?
No.
What?
Here we go.
What do you mean? Not a chance, right? Tall, grande, what, venti, trenta? No. Small, medium, large, extra large. Shut up. No one thinks you're cute for making all these fancy things, right?
I sound like you remember what sizes mean what at Starbucks.
I only do because I go there too much. But anyways, of course I don't get the same things. But...
I understand you're paying, but you also kind of sound like a 40-year-old man ranting about
new
generation.
Don't care. I will be a 40-year-old man then. But yeah.
These daggum millennial kids
then this drink in the cover.
Starbucks.
The drink in the cover, I'm very confident it is Starbucks because it looks like what my friends get, and I forget what it's called, but they always joke that one of these days they're gonna ask for a pinkity drinkity, because that's what they
Man,
call it.
Have we even
But
let Jayded talk about this?
no, we should let Jayded. Please tell
so
us
y'all were
about.
saying about us getting like off track with the album
Tell
thing.
us
It's gonna
about
take
your
30 minutes.
exactly. Tell us about
You
Your
did it. It's your
Name by
fault 'cause
Leanna
there was
Firestone.
Starbucks, and I guess it's my fault with the astrology girl jokes. So anyway, the floor is yours for the 20th time in this episode.
It's good. Go listen to it. That's it. I'm kidding. Okay. I'm just trying to make
Oh
this.
frick! I just undid my headphones.
So
Okay, we're good.
the lyrics, mwah, they're great. I like them. The voice, very conversationalist tone. I think she portrays emotion really, really well. I like it a lot. And
So
like,
it's an 11 out of 10,
yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah, something.
We troll him too much.
I mean, the precedent has been set, so I'm just.
I don't really want to take too much time now, but it's really good. You should go listen to it. Yeah.
So I actually.
There's no talk of astrology or crystals.
I pressed play on the first. I pressed play on the first track on this EP, and I'm actually liking it. So I think I'm gonna listen to it, Jayded.
Thank you.
So
It sound good. Good sound.
speaking of TikTok, not even TikTok, because I don't have TikTok, right? My version of TikTok is Instagram Reels. Because
you're one of those people.
yeah, because
you become more boomer every
any
second.
any good TikTok that I need to see just gets re-uploaded there anyway. I just don't have to filter through all the dancing girls and stuff, right?
Kind of.
So
I don't see any dancing girls. Dog.
Wait, what? Your For You page isn't full of thirst traps? Wait.
That sounds like you're just like watching a lot of them.
I've tried to get back into TikTok and try to formulate my For You page, but it's just gonna take more time than I'm willing to invest in TikTok to get it to what I want. So anyways, but on Instagram Reels, I heard this one song and it really struck me, and it was As the World Caves In by Sarah Coltrane, which I don't know if it's like blowing up or it's getting popular or something, but by the looks of like her profile and stuff, it looks like it's just kind of that cover is blown up. And then anyways, I really like that song. It's super like trippy, and it's a really like the lyrics are weird. It's like very dystopian, like saying how basically the nuclear war has started, so it's like you're the person that I'm gonna like hold on to as the world caves in. But then I found out it was a cover, and I checked out the original guy, Matt Maltese. And first of all, his version's better. I'm just gonna come out and say his version works better, I think. Only from like a stylistic preference, because it's like super almost jazzy old school. It's friggin' cool. And then I checked out some of his other stuff, and he has this one other song called We Need to Talk, and it's like one of the prettiest piano songs I've heard in a long time. So I've just been on a Matt Maltese run. What's his music listed as? It's listed as alternative, and it's kind of just like, yeah, it's really cool. And so that's kind of off topic, but that's my little add-on about finding stuff on the internet. And he's my latest
Actually, really
find.
quickly.
Yeah.
That wasn't your album, right?
No.
Okay. Real quick. I promise this will be quick. I promise. I swear. I'm saying this for myself so I don't talk about it for 20 minutes. There's a girl who I also have found on. I actually found because of Grady. Grady found her on TikTok and reposted her a couple of weeks back. And she's like, she writes her own stuff. And she moved to she dropped out of college and moved to Nashville. And her name is Maggie Antone. And she doesn't have anything on Spotify or anything like that, but she'll post like songs that she's like working on, like just like rough like shells of songs, and they're like, I really like them. She also just seems like a pretty real person, who is a small artist in Nashville playing venues, trying to just kind of chase a dream. So
and she's British. Sorry.
She's not. She is not British. But I follow her on TikTok and Instagram, and her stuff's really, really good. So I would recommend
What was her
checking.
name? Maggie Antone?
Maggie Antone. Let me. You probably can't. Mike,
No, I can see it.
can you see it? It's literally just Maggie, and then Antone is Antone.
Cool.
And she's like she's very active on Instagram and TikTok. She's constantly posting songs and stuff like that. And she's just like a really fun personality too. But she's somebody to keep an eye out for, I feel like. I think she's got a bright future. Anyway, I want to go
you a
last,
minute
so I'll
and
let
22
you
seconds.
I will.
Evan.
Oh, did you time
took
how
me how
long
long?
it took?
Yeah.
How
I
long?
timed it. A minute and 22 seconds.
Hey, that's pretty good. All right. Evan,
Yes, I am.
what you got for us? Sweetie.
I'm just pulling it up. So this is a one I have a funny story with, and here it is.
Oh,
So
man, we're
it
getting a
is
funny story.
it is the self-titled album from a group called Pierce Edens. So the album's Pierce Edens. It's listed as rock, but I don't know where I'd put it. It's like, imagine if someone did like a rock or a metal song in a folk style. It's like the heaviest folk music you'll come across. And it's kind of a vibe.
Can I ask just how you found it?
Yes, so this is where I'm getting. So basically,
Okay.
Flashback like, 2012. So 9 years ago, I would have been a wee little one. Something like 10 or I don't know, something like that. Around there. Anyways, I had a wedding to go to for my aunt in Carolina. So we made the haul down to Carolina, and little Overshore went.
There's 2 Carolinas. Carolina doesn't exist.
I do not know what Carolina. One of the Carolinas. I think it's north.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's North Carolina. It
Yeah,
is.
north
It
is
is.
better than
Okay.
south anyway, so.
North Carolina. Had a wedding, and at the after party or reception. At the reception, this band was playing, because I guess he was friends with my uncle or something. They're just a local band out of Carolina. And they had just finished a CD, so they kind of had like a box if you wanted to buy one at the reception. And my dad did. And he played it a lot. And I really like it. My mom, on the other hand, does not let us play it. My mom,
Really?
when she is in the room, she does not let us play it because she cannot stand his voice. Because it's like, imagine if you take the passion of Zach Bryan, put it with the size and power of Chris Stapleton, and then make him a chain smoker. Like, have a really raspy voice, but a really big voice, really yelpy. And so I think it's really freaking cool. I think Jayded will really like this album. But
I'm pretty interested now, yeah.
my mom doesn't let us play it. And this is also the mom that showed me she showed me Fancy Like and was like, this is kind of a cool song I heard the other day.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Exactly.
All
Right.
right, we need to start a
So-
GoFundMe to raise funds to help Evan's mom with her.
I
music
try.
taste.
Trust me, I try. But she's just like, she has like 2 things downloaded on Apple, and it's just like current hits in country and whatnot.
I mean, there are some people that just don't. Very passive when it comes to listening to
And
music.
that's the
Like, they
thing. That's
just-
fine, right? And like, I understand that. It's just like funny. She cannot stand Pierce Eden's voice, but I think it's really cool. So the album, like I said, it's just incredibly heavy folk music. Like, all the strings are like banjos, guitars, a lot of upright bass, and his voice is incredibly powerful. I think the 2 standouts for me are the first and last track. Montana is the opener. It would appear to be the most popular, and it's just a powerhouse. But the one that sticks with me the most is the last track, which is Mighty Mighty, and it's like an allusion to the Bible with like the mighty river and the 40 days and 40 night flood and whatnot. But like, just the sheer power. It's like, It's so good, and like their instrumental like breaks and stuff, they've got so many parts just flying full force in a good way. Like they'll have the upright bass guy going sicko mode while the banjo player's hand is just like doing this on the banjo, right? It's so cool. And
I just like put on a track, dude. This is sick.
Yeah, I knew you'd
voice.
like it. I knew you would like it. So
I really like this, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Evan succeeded in finding music Jayded likes.
I know. But yeah, they've also Lonely is a catchy one. It's a bit of a simpler one, but it's catchy. Then they've got track 6 and 7 kind of like go hand in hand. 6 is jailbreak ... and track 7 is ... thief. It's just cool, and like I said, they have some Bible references that they really bring to life, specifically on Mighty Mighty. And if you want the heaviest folk experience you'll have, it's like metal folk. That's how I describe it, and it's really cool. So
I'm definitely gonna
give it a try. I'm very happy Jayded likes it because I figured he'd like it.
I haven't listened to like the album yet.
No, but like
it's a
good
adore
start.
this voice.
No, yo,
exactly. Oh, I'm so happy.
The album. He downloaded it and then fast forwarded it by like 10 times, and then he just.
I experienced music so much faster than y'all.
He's on a different wavelength.
So yeah, that's my album, Pure Sedens by Pure Sedens.
Check it out. Music taste is so weird.
All right. My album, I told Evan what. Well, no, I think I told both of you what it was. I'm very excited to talk about it. I almost just fell out of my chair.
Oh yeah, real quick. Before you continue,
I actually have this on. What?
There's a screw in my chair that like every now and then just likes to pop out, and so like the other day I didn't realize it, so I leaned back in my chair and just all the way back. Yeah. So continue.
So I was actually gonna reach over here to my CD rack, but I remembered that the CD of this album is actually in my car right now, so I can't use it as a example. But actually,
I should have got the CD.
Yeah,
I could have showed it. Oh, dang it! All right,
we're not all as smart. Where you can't all be as smart as me. So.
Well, you don't have it either.
Hey.
Mine is also in a car.
Well,
so
the point is that I thought of it.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm gonna try and find it.
So this is actually my album is actually a soundtrack of a movie that I greatly enjoy, and that movie is Dirty Dancing, the original Dirty Dancing, not the weird prequel spin-off movie that takes place in Cuba. The original movie is exceptional.
Is that
and
the
soundtrack
with Patty Swayze?
Yeah, Patrick Swayze. Shout out to my boy.
Is
Zach
that
Bryan.
the guy from the Zach Brown song?
Isn't there? Yeah, isn't that the guy from the Zach Brown song?
I can't be your Tom Cruise. I'm Patrick Swayze. Absolute bumper.
I'm Patrick Swayze.
The peak of Zach Brown's career.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I won't talk about the movie too much, but I highly recommend it. But don't watch it with your mom; it'll get awkward. But the soundtrack is, if you like...
I'll watch it with your mom.
I know for a fact that she does not like this movie. So, this soundtrack, if you like songs like, there's some, like if you like 50s and 60s music, this is like just a really fun time. I will say, let me pull up the track list real quick, that... There is a song on here that I genuinely hate. And that actually shows, if you go look at the streams of this soundtrack, every song has at least 10 million streams at a minimum.
Holy crap.
And some of them have like close to 300,000 streams. But there's one song that has just under 4 million, and for good reason. And that's because it sucks. It's not good. It's called You Don't Own Me.
Wait, it has the most, and so that's
no, it has the least.
Oh wait, you said 10 million. Never mind.
I said most of them have at least 10 million, except for the one that is.
I mistakenly thought you said 1 million. Continue.
No, so You Don't Own Me by the Blow Monkeys sucks,
What a name.
and I hate it. So when I listen to this album, I'm like, why? In the context of the movie, like when you're watching the movie and the song comes on, it's not horrible, but I still hate this song. But let me talk about what's good about the rest of this album. I love this album. The fourth track, you guys have to listen to it. The fourth track is called Hungry Eyes, and it's an original for this soundtrack. Like, it's not like a song they pulled from somewhere else. Like, Hungry Eyes, I love it so much. And it puts me in this, like, for some reason it reminds me, like, it gives me like summer vibes. Like, it's like Heroes by David Bowie. Like, I feel like I'm in this epic, like,
Okay.
I feel like I'm driving my car like
Heroes
80
is
miles
such
per
a
hour.
banger to drive to.
Yeah. And it makes me feel similarly. Maybe that's just, I don't know what. Maybe it won't make you feel that way, but it makes me feel that way. I love Hungry Eyes. And obviously everybody knows the song. Everybody knows I had the time of my life and I've never, like, you've heard that song before, right?
Yeah.
Not ringing a bell.
Really?
What?
Well, of course.
What?
I've had the time of my life is iconic. And if you
Maybe
haven't
if
heard
I-
it, you're an
Evan,
maybe
unnatural
if I-
swine.
Are you pulling our legs?
Maybe I have
I know.
heard it, and Jaron's just
You'd have
didn't do
to
it
play it.
justice.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm not.
I would play it
but-
right now if my desktop audio wasn't the feed for the
Okay.
recording.
Well,
I'll listen to it after. Odds
The
are, if
fir-
you both react like that, I've probably heard it.
at a minimum, the first four tracks on this album are like the must listens. The first four are like heaters. But once you get past the fifth track, the songs are good except for track 7 because it's garbage. But it's the first 5 tracks that it's just like, ugh. I love this movie,
Ugh.
and there's some pretty, like, there's some pretty good stuff in the movie. But the soundtrack is just so much fun, and the fourth track, I love it. I love it. So I highly recommend. If you haven't seen the movie, I would recommend it. But depending on what kind of, like, if you're from a more like conservative Christian family like I was raised with, don't watch this with your parents. It's not like rated R or anything, but the dancing is provocative.
Well, you already
There's-
know I'm not gonna watch the movie.
I don't mean you. This is for
You already know I'm not the biggest movie
this is,
person
yeah,
in the world.
this is for the audience. This is for the listeners. I'm sure if Joe's listening to this episode, I bet Joe likes watching movies. So I'm not Joe Warren, Joe Tata, the other Joe, the
the
older
father of the server.
yeah, the dad of the Discord. I know he likes movies a lot, so he might have already seen this, but maybe he doesn't like it. I don't know.
Joe dropped
But-
one of the best hot takes that will be included in the next episode. So
Yeah. So check out if you're not, I mean, I don't watch the movie, don't watch it, whatever, but I highly recommend for you guys and for those listening, track 4, Hungry Eyes, and track 1. They're iconic.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm most inclined to listen to track 7.
Also, yes, listen to track 7.
Ironically, that's the one I'm looking forward to the
If
most.
someone likes track 7, DM me. I can help you work through whatever mental anguish you're going through, because if you like track 7, you might be having an existential crisis. I don't know. I can
Overshore,
find you help.
Overshore. Are you talking about the Stapleton hot take?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say I wholeheartedly agree with that.
No, it's
I'm
not
gonna play
Stapleton.
Hungry Eyes.
Yeah, so I think we've gone through everything. Jaron's now vibing. I'm gonna have to go see what this is all about. Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you made it all the way to the end, as always, you are the best. I'm drawing a blank. What do I say?
Yo, we should play Hungry Eyes. Well, we can't do that. We can't play licensed music. That breaks my heart. It's like the perfect outro song.
Oh, you know what though? I was very happy.
If it's beginning and ending, we could play Hungry Eyes. That would make me so happy.
in the
Anyway, what were you saying?
in the hot takes video, I was kind of concerned that the SpongeBob clip would get copyrighted,
Oh yeah.
and it
I
didn't.
just watched that. Yeah.
And I was so happy because that clip makes me so happy. Mr. Krabs goes off. Absolutely off.
All right. Go watch Evan's newest video. Check out Joe's album. Listen to Hungry Eyes.
And have a great day.
For the love of God. And have a great day.
I love you.